You know all those gadgets we rely on every day? Ever stop to think what's going on inside, protecting their delicate circuits from, say, a random power spike? Well, there's this tiny, unsung hero doing that heavy lifting. So today, let's dive in and uncover the magic of what's called the Zener diode. So, here's the thing. When you plug your phone in, the power coming from that outlet, or even from a battery, it's not always perfectly clean and steady. It fluctuates. But the tiny, complex chips inside your devices, oh, they are picky. They demand a rock-solid, constant voltage to work right. So the big question is, how do you fix that mismatch? How do you turn unstable power into the stable power our electronics need to survive? All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to really understand the problem of unstable voltage. Then, I'll introduce you to our special little diode. From there, we'll see how to actually use it to build a voltage regulator, and then, the fun part, we'll put it under pressure with some real-world numbers. Finally, you'll see exactly why it's called the constant voltage guardian. Okay, so let's set the scene. Every electronic circuit has like a happy place, a specific voltage where it works perfectly. But the real world is messy. The voltage coming in can go up and down, and the amount of power the circuit itself is using, what we call the load, can change from moment to moment. Either one of those things can knock the voltage out of that happy place and create a ton of problems. And this right here, this image shows you exactly what we're aiming for. See that VIN on the left? That's our input voltage. It can be all over the place, totally unpredictable. But that V out on the right, that's what our sensitive circuit actually sees, and that needs to be perfectly smooth and constant. Our mission, then, is to tame that wild, fluctuating input into a calm, predictable output. So, what's the secret weapon? How do we actually pull this off? Well, allow me to introduce the hero of our story, the Zener diode. Now, it might just look like any other diode, but don't let its humble appearance fool you. It has a very particular set of skills, engineered for this exact situation. And here is its superpower. You know how a normal diode is basically a one-way street for electricity? Well, a Zener is designed to do something really weird. It's designed to let current flow on that one-way street, but backwards. And this is the magic part. When it does, it slams on the brakes and holds the voltage across it at one specific constant level. We call that its Zener voltage, or VZ for short. Okay, if you're a visual person, you are gonna love this. This graph is basically the Zener's resume. Now look way over on the left, in that part called the breakdown region. See how that line goes almost straight down? That's not a mistake. It means that as the reverse current changes, and it can change a lot, the voltage just stops. It hits a wall and refuses to move. That nearly vertical line, my friends, is everything. That's the superpower in action. All right, so that's the theory. Pretty cool, right? But knowing what something does is one thing. Knowing how to actually use it is where the real fun begins. So let's get our hands dirty, so to speak, and see how we can put this little component to work. So here's the basic setup, our simple little voltage regulator circuit. See that RL? That's our load, the component we're trying to protect. We put our Zener diode right next to it, what we call in parallel, and that's key, because it guarantees that whatever voltage the Zener locks itself at, the load gets that exact same voltage. And that other guy, Ri, the resistor, think of him as the bouncer at the door. His job is to manage the flow and take the brunt of the excess voltage. Okay, theory time is over. Now for the really fun part. Let's put this circuit to the test. We're going to plug in some real numbers and see how this little diode behaves when things get tough. Let's do some math and see if it can handle the pressure. Okay, here are the stats for our first test. We've got 20 volts coming in from the power supply, but our load wants a nice, steady 9 volts. So naturally, we've chosen a 9-volt Zener diode. We'll pair it with that 82-ohm series resistor and a 100-ohm load. Let's see how the current spurts up. Okay, first things first, let's figure out the current going through the load. It's just simple Ohm's law. The Zener is holding the voltage at 9 volts, so 9 volts divided by 100 ohms gets us 90 milliamps for the load. Easy. Now, what's the total current coming from our power supply? Well, the voltage across that series resistor is 20 minus 9, which is 11 volts. Divide that by 82 ohms, and you get about 134 milliamps total. So if the total is 134 and the load is taking 90, where does the rest of it go? Yep, right through the Zener. That leaves 44 milliamps for our Zener diode. But here's the big question. Is that safe? Can the Zener handle 44 milliamps? See, every Zener has a max current rating before it overheats and fails. For this particular one, let's say its limit is 55 milliamps. Well, we're at 44, so we're good. We're in the safe zone. The circuit is stable and everything is working perfectly. Okay, that was easy mode. Let's throw a curveball at our circuit. What happens if the load suddenly decides it needs less power? In electronics, that means its resistance goes up. So let's just double it to 200 ohms. Does our regulator still work? Let's run the numbers again. The load current is now 9 volts divided by 200 ohms, so it drops way down to 45 milliamps. But wait, the total current coming in from the power supply hasn't changed. It's still 134 milliamps. So if the load is taking less, all that extra current has to be diverted, and it all gets shoved through the Zener. That pushes the Zener current all the way up to 89 milliamps. And remember, its safety limit is 55. So, yeah, poof, our Zener would be toast. That's a fail.
All right, let's hit the reset button. We're back to our original 100 ohm load. This time, let's stress test the circuit differently. What if the power source itself has a problem and surges? Let's see what happens if the input voltage jumps from 20 volts all the way up to 30.
Our poor load is still just trying to get its 90 milliamps, but look at the total current now. We have 30 volts coming in. The Zener holds at 9, so that leaves 21 volts across our 82 ohm resistor. That gives us a whopping 256 milliamps of total current. The Zener has to absorb everything the load doesn't take, which means it's now seeing 166 milliamps. Its limit is 55. This is very, very unsafe. The Zener would fail almost instantly. Okay, one final test. This is kind of a classic worst-case scenario. What happens if the load just gets disconnected? A wire comes loose, maybe. We call this an open circuit. What does our Zener do then? Well, think about it. If there's no path for current to go through the load, then the entire amount of current coming from the source, that 134 milliamps from our original setup, has only one place left to go, and that's straight through the Zener diode. Again, that's way over its 55 milliamp limit. This is a super important lesson for circuit designers. You always have to plan for what happens when things go wrong. So, after putting this little diode through the ringer, what have we learned? It's pretty clear that while this thing is powerful, it's not invincible. It has rules, it has limits, but as long as you operate within those limits, its job is absolutely essential to modern electronics. So let's wrap this all up. At its heart, a Zener diode is like a voltage anchor. It drops down and holds everything steady, shielding the circuit from all the chaos. It's like a dynamic sponge, soaking up just the right amount of extra current to keep things perfectly balanced. And as we saw, it can't do its job without its trusty sidekick, the series resistor, which acts as the first line of defense. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This is the core principle. Within its operating range, a Zener diode is a brick wall for voltage. The voltage across it simply does not change, no matter what the current is doing. That is its simple, elegant, and incredibly powerful promise. It's kind of amazing to think that this one simple idea, built into one tiny component, makes so much of our modern world possible. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other simple, elegant solutions are hiding in plain sight, acting as the unsung heroes inside all the complex technology that surrounds us?